As a long-awaited peace deal to end Russia's war on Ukraine begins to materialise, tensions are running high. At NATO headquarters in Brussels, the US Defence Secretary sought to reassure allies Ukraine would be a part of any talks, but repeated that any deal may involve setting boundaries that neither side is fully happy with.
But simply pointing out realism, like the borders won't be rolled back to what everybody would like them to be in 2014, is not a concession to Vladimir Putin. It's a recognition of the hard power realities on the ground after a lot of investment and sacrifice, first by the Ukrainians and then by allies, and then a realization that a negotiated peace is going to be some sort of demarcation that neither side wants.
It was a point backed up by his boss.
Of course they would. I mean, they're part of it. We would have Ukraine, we would have Russia, and we'll have other people involved too.
It follows concerns Ukraine will be shut out after a phone call between President Trump and President Putin stoked fears they would negotiate in its absence.
As for the conversation, he knows my thoughts. I really believe that Ukraine is the first priority, and we are at war, and Putin is against us. I told him that.
And not just Ukraine, but European and NATO allies too. Its chief was forced to dismiss claims they are being left in the dark, and that the deal, which is so far emerging, isn't a win for Russia.
NATO committed to future NATO membership for Ukraine. But it has never been agreed that whenever peace talks would start, that peace talks would end anyway and always and definitely with NATO membership. That has never been agreed. It could be, but it never was that clearly stated.
But while he may have been more diplomatic about it, his colleagues not so much, with the EU's foreign policy chief branding it appeasement. President Trump has set the ball rolling now for the long-awaited end to this conflict. The next stop for world leaders will be right here in Munich, Germany, where a high-level security conference kicks off on Friday, top of the agenda at which is the war in Ukraine. With Vice President J.D. Vance due to meet here with President Zelensky, what happens next is anybody's guess. Victoria Innes, TRT World.